Laz here. Thank you so much for following Illusion versus Reality. 30 years of performing. Cheers. I've been performing that and it never gets old. The other day I'm performing it for mostly adults, and a couple of senior gentlemen grabbed me after the show and be like, we have to know how that's done. Like, there's something coming, there's a pump underneath the table. And I wasn't even using my actual performance table. I was using a TV tray with like a bed sheet over it because I had to be like mobile. So anyway, I love that and wanted to share it with you. Penn and Teller do a master class where they teach this effect. I don't want to teach it to you. I hope to help you with the sense of awe and wonder. But you take a rope. Francis Chan is a pastor, and he did an illustration years ago with a piece of rope that went from one side of the platform all the way to the other. And so a couple of years ago, I was speaking at a church and I used that illustration. Thankfully, because I needed a lot of rope recently for the 6 shows that I did in 1 week, and have some left over. So in order to find the centerpiece of the rope, and this, if you were here, you could examine this. It is what it is. You would match up the sides, kind of find the middle, bring the middle to the top, and then we're going to cut it. Drop one piece, drop the other piece, and then we're going to tie a knot in the 2 pieces that we just created out of the 1 piece. Cut off the extra ends. So you now have 2 pieces with a knot in the middle. Well, that's not exactly the middle. That would be closer to the middle. Or maybe that. Or we could go ahead and just take it off and start back from the beginning. I've been using ropes in some of my acts, mostly from the stage part, for about 25 years. These are the originals. This is a couple of different effects. Maybe I'll share them in future videos, but I upgraded recently to new rope. Only because I thought that after 25 years, this shows up better on stage, it shows up better on camera, and so for what it's worth. My parents brought me to see a magician when I was about 14. And we went to the theater, and he pulled out this illusion. And I was not impressed. Like, least favorite trick I've probably ever seen. The linking rings. Now, they were much bigger than this, and he would do his thing, and he was great. No disrespect to him. It's just the effect. So I saw Amazing Jonathan, who's no longer with us, talk about how he found some that were already linked together, so that was going to save us a lot of work. And I've kind of adopted that for my show, except I found a way to do that same effect with ropes. Because with rings, they have a weld. But if there's a cut in one of the rings, for example, it still retains its shape. A rope doesn't do that, because just by nature, as you saw, if there's a cut, I mean, there's technically a cut here, and there's a cut here, right? But once you tie that cut off, you now have what would in essence be a welded piece of rope. So you would have one weld here, which you see the knot, a weld there, and a weld there. But watch this. If you do it just right, so you have a knot and a knot, which is a weld in this illustration, if you will. But we're going to see if we can do it slow motion. So I love to find ways to take an antique illusion, to make it new, to make it fresh, like water. Keep moving forward.